Hello, and thank you for your interest in standardizing presentation of research data in continuing education programs. I'm Mike Allen, Director of Evidence-Based Programs at Dalhousie Continuing Medical Education. And this initiative arose out of a research project that we did indicating that family physicians would like to have research data presented in our educational programs when we're talking about therapeutic recommendations. But they want that research data presented in a standardized format. So we've worked with our colleagues in continuing pharmacy education, and we've held some focus groups with family physicians who come to our programs and some faculty who are very experienced in teaching in our programs. And we've developed some templates that we would like you to consider using when you're presenting research data in continuing education programs. So what I'm going to do in the next few minutes is to show you two types of templates, one in a table form and the other to show you how to present research data in when you're presenting, say, a graph from a PDF file or that you may have found on the internet. So those will be the first two demos. And then finally, I'll show you an Excel spreadsheet that we've developed that will help you calculate the research data to insert into those templates. So first I'll show you the general outline of the template that we have developed for presenting research data in a table form. And up here you'll see that we have the title, which is, and in this particular case it's about the shingles prevention study, and it's a study of Zostavax, which is the herpes shingles vaccine. Then we have the data itself, which I'll come back to in a second, and down here we've got a text box that you can put in which you can insert the reference for the data that we're going to enter. So just to go through this information here, we have the outcome down here, and in this case it's herpes zoster in the overall study population and herpes zoster in those older than 70. We've got the event rate in the placebo group and the Zostavax group shown here. Then the relative risk reduction and the absolute risk reduction. And we've put these side by side so the learners can see the big difference in what may occur in these from time to time. Then we have the duration of the study here, and finally the numbers needed to treat, the point estimate being on the top here underlined, and the 95% confidence intervals underneath. And this is the information that our focus groups told us was important to include in these slides. And now I'm going to go to the presentation mode and show you how this looks when you would be presenting it. So first of all, you just have the title and the reference, but with each mouse click, a different part of the table comes into view, so you can present this and discuss it, then click again and the relative risk reduction and absolute risk reduction appear, and finally the time and the numbers needed to treat. And we've done it this way because our participants in our focus groups told us that presenting this all at once was just too overwhelming, but if you present it in chunks like that, it's easier for us to understand and to discuss. Now I'll show you a slightly different format for this table slide, and this one is about reductions of heart failure hospitalizations with ARBs. And this is the slide as it appears, and you can see that in this case the outcome is the same, but the drugs are different, so candesartan and valsartan. We've got the event rates in the placebo and drug groups with the relative risk reductions and absolute risk reductions. And in this case, because they come from different studies, the duration or the time is different. So that one is 3.5 years and one is 2 years. The numbers needed to treat over here are the same in both studies, but because the time is different, the interpretation of those numbers needed to treat will be different. So that's why it's important that we include this time column. Now I'll go to the next slide, and this will show you another template that we've developed in which there are 4 rows, so you can present 4 outcomes. We don't think you should present any more than this because our focus group participants said this is getting pretty busy, so 4 is the maximum. But we do have a template in which you can present 4 outcomes. or 4 rows. So now we'll go back to the normal view, and I'll show you what to do if you want to present 3 rows, because you're going to have to delete one of these rows. So if we want to delete a row here, we put our pointer or our cursor in the bottom row, and then we right-click and get a menu, and we can select Delete Row. And you have to delete each row individually, because there are 3 components to this table, and that's how we make the animations. So delete row for each one. And there you have the template with 3 rows. Now it's very easy to change the data in here. You just put the cursor and backspace, and you can change this to whatever value that you come up with, say 5.0. But all these values can be changed very, very easily. So the next couple of templates are examples of how you might want to present this same type of data to illustrate or complete a graph that you may have found on the internet, or that you may have cut from a PDF. So suppose this is the graph that you found, and now you want to present the complete data. We have a template where you just have to click on the mouse, and this balloon appears, in which which shows the event rate and the outcome, which is in this case deaths, the relative risk reduction, absolute risk reduction, numbers needed to treat, and the duration of the study. And the next slide shows how this might look if it was a bar graph that you're illustrating. And just to show you how you would go about doing this, I'm back in the normal mode now. This is our graph that we've cut out from a PDF. This one is on osteoporosis. And we go to our template slide here, and the instructions are here. These are PC instructions, not Mac, but I think most Mac people know what to do. And you just highlight the balloon, and you cut it out, or you copy it, which is Control-C. Then go back to our slide where we want to insert it, and paste it with a Control-V. Now then, if you want to position this, you can do so. Just drag it up there, and you can also drag the pointer to where you want it to be. Now it's easy to change the text. You just go into the text box here and delete it, and we're going to put in any fractures here because that's what we're showing in this graph. And you can see that this now wraps to the next line, but we can easily make this balloon a little bigger so that it's on one line. So that's how you use this template to illustrate some graphs that you may have. Thank you very much for your interest in this initiative. If you have any questions about it, please give me a call or email me. And to learn more about calculating the data to put into these templates, please view our other demonstration video on using our Excel spreadsheet.